great try on Sky against Castleford earlier this season. Will he score one here tonight? Well, we're 40 minutes away from St Helens being 6 points clear with 3 games more than Wigan. And don't forget, you will be able to see Wigan and examine their championship credentials in the big league on Sunday at 7 o'clock, Sunday night. The whole game against Bradford Northern. 40 minutes here, though. 4-2, St Helens ahead. Warrington in possession with Neil Harmon. And if Warrington can turn their possession, Mike, into points, well, we could have a big story on our hands.
Yes, they've certainly done it, haven't they? They've made the breaks, but the finishing has just been a little bit letting them down. I mean, but let's not take anything away from the scrambling defence by St Helens. I think they'll see a little bit more tactical change from Saints. I think we'll see that the likes of Mann and Chris Joint, Sonny Nicol, running a little bit farther out towards the touchline.
That was the kick ahead by Warrington on the last tackle, and it's been collected by Les Quirk, the winger. Les Quirk, the former Barrow man, coming down south in 1987 and being the subject of a penalty conceded by Warrington for holding down, and they've been marched back 10 metres more while you watch this replay.
Well, he's caught the hooker, Dwayne Mann there. The Warrington skipper, they won't be happy with that. And then, of course, a little bit of back chat to the referee. They just never learn, do they?
Really is one of the best rules in sport, though. The referee, despite what all the crowd might think, is always right. And if the players back chat him, march them 10 metres down. I think it's a rule that soccer can really take on board from this game.
Well, they're always right, even when they're not right.
Nicol, it bounced off his chest into the arms of Ellis. He fed Cullen, who has then turned fed Lee Penny.
Another bad mistake there by St Helens. The second row, Sonny Nicol, not really wanting to take that ball.
Now Mackey. Ellis is there calling for it, and he's found Shelford. Billy Shelford trying to run away from George Mann, and does so. It's a nice run from Shelford. He seemed to be in a blind alley then and just straightened up. It was only the tackle from Nicol that brought him down. Harmon running at strength. Neil Harmon, 24 years old, born in St Helens, the Warrington substitute. This is Shelford. Little chip over the top from the loose forward, read perfectly by Jonathan Griffiths. Sweeping up the danger at the back.
That just shows you and some indication of how these teams, they look at the videotape. Shelford, very famous for that little chip over. And as you mentioned, Eddie, Jonathan Griffiths equal to the task.
Rapati met that one at full speed. He's got past the challenge from Kevin Ellis. Over the top to Les Quirk, but too high. And the referee says, knock on.
Well, Rapati not happy with it, but he won't be happy with this either. Puts the ball out. It was a bit high there, but the chance that Quirk, I'm sure, would love to have a second bite of the cherry at, he won't.
So it was a knock-on. Warrington have possession from the scrum with Ellis, who he thought about firing out a long pass then, and saw Connolly, number 3, just gone through your picture, just waiting for the opportunity for the interception. Thought better of it. Forward pass, shout the crowd. Play on, says Mr. Ollerton.
Well, it looked it a little bit, didn't it? For once, I think the crowd might be right.
This is Thornley. Dwayne Mann dummy half. Neil Harmon on the charge. Dwayne Mann kept hold of that with one hand. There's a bit of space here ahead now of Chambers. And Chambers has got Jonathan Griffiths all over him. They were lining up on the far side, the Warrington right. They're still there now with Ellis. Good tackling from Kevin Ward. Last one. Warrington looking to breach the defences. Little sliding kick forward. Oh, that was so close. Ball's turned back inside. Loughlin has it, and he feeds Mann, who in turn feeds Griffiths. That's good chasing, good tackling by the second rower, Sanderson.
Well, they've tried everything, Warrington, haven't they? They just haven't had that little bit of luck to help them. That was a beautiful little kick through there. The bounce just bobbled the wrong way.
Joint with the strong run. 5 minutes, second half gone. As you were at half-time, 4-2. St Helens in the lead, in possession with Nicol.
Star performers on both sides, the loose forward, Chris Joint and Kelly Shelford. Impressed me immensely, both of them.
Here's Rapati. Man. Oh, it's been picked up with an interception, almost by Forster. The St Helens man didn't look. Forster was sniffing, he just couldn't hold on to it.
Well, it's a risk you take when you start turning your back to the opposition, and that's what happened by the prop forward, George Mann. Forster just can't believe it, just got the fingertips to it, couldn't drag it in.
Mark Forster scored when Warrington last won here in 1988-1990. Thought he was on the way to another try here at Knowsley Road then. George Mann. Oh, it's a lovely ball to Rapati. Rapati's turning penny one way and the other. Lyon out to the far side to Quirk. Good play by Warrington. They got back in numbers. It was Bateman with that tackle. St Helens still going forward though with Dwyer. Lyon in a dummy half. Now it's with Griffiths. Warrington's defences move forward. Nicol shrugs them off. Such strength from Nicol, heading for the posts. Trying to keep the ball alive. Warrington just hold him out. 5 of them to bring him down. Here's Ward. Kevin Ward. So close. It's last tackle. St Helens trying to spread it out wide. This is Rapati over the top from him. Oh, a fumble. A fumble from Chris Joint. Sustained pressure from St Helens. It comes to naught.
Mistake there, but really John Harrison making a big mistake, but good scrambling defence by Warrington. But what a great pass by Mann that sent away number 6, Tia Rapati. Beautiful creative football. Look at the precision of this pass, straight through.
Great stuff from Mann to Rapati. Rapati in 6 and George Mann there in the tackling in number 10. There he is, George Mann, and moving in as third man in that particular tackle. Good call inside from Lee Penny. Stopped on halfway. Last tackle for Warrington. Shelford just clip one over the top. It bounces a metre in play on that far side.
Having a top game, the loose forward, Kelly Shelford. Not only just putting that kick, perhaps sliding off the outside of his boot, but it was a lovely little pass that sent the fullback Lee Penny through the gap. We really are seeing some skills by the New Zealanders tonight.
This is Rapati. Now Lachlan. Griffiths is the dummy half. Rapati fumbles. Referee Ollerton says play on. The ball went backwards. Harrison. Good run from the tall Harrison. Applause all round this ground. That was a forward pass from Griffiths to Ward. He's been hot on them tonight, Mr. Ollerton, hasn't he? Missed a couple, say the crowd. He didn't miss this one.
Amazing the crowd didn't see him much that time, did they? Well, just a little one. But it's a fundamental error. Some mistakes that could prove vital.
Bernard Dwyer needs some treatment from Jeanette Smith, the St Helens physiotherapist, and it's Jeanette's 32nd birthday. So, I know you shouldn't say how old ladies are, but happy birthday, Jeanette.
She won't admit to it.
Knock on at the scrum, and Saints now with head and feed. Connolly in possession for St Helens. Now it's with Alan Hunt. Thornley stuck to him then, stuck to the task well. Warrington centre brought him down. Dwyer.
Great run from the dummy half there.
Now Ward. Driving the Warrington defenders into the ground. 10 minutes of this second half gone. 4-2, St Helens lead. Looking for more with Harrison. Ten metres short of the line with Griffiths, now Reparty and George Mann. Connolly called for the short ball and got it. Last tackle. Griffiths again. Dabs one forward, that bounced off a Warrington arm. And so it's a drop out from underneath the sticks.
Nice little kick there. You can see Cullen just lunging for it. That's the reason why the drop out from under the sticks. But good play by St Helens, but what a great tackle by Alan Bateman on Connolly there. He saved a certain try.
Shelford with the dropout, gets it to halfway to Lyon, who immediately feeds Reparty. And where on earth was Reparty passing that
to? The touch judge. Doesn't have to be told, does he? It's yours, touch judge.
The man leading the voting in the First Division Player of the Year poll amongst his fellow professionals will not want to see that one too often in training this week. But he's had a wonderful season, Reparty. Well, you heard the referee's ruling then. Picked out 3 of them and they're all offside. So it's a penalty to Warrington.
They'll be relieved with that because St Helens were really applying the pressure. The last 5 or 6 minutes they've been finding the gaps, changing the options.
Didn't find touch, that's a big mistake. David Lyon, former Warrington player, now the St Helens full-back in possession. Good run from him too, up to halfway. Reparty, good pass this time to Mann. Whoa, straight through Kevin Ellis. George Mann. George Mann all the way. Around his neck is Thornley. St Helens suddenly click up a gear. Griffiths. Reparty. Joint. Men out wide. Loughlin. Loughlin all the way, but held up and pulled down by Shelford. Chris Joint from dummy half. Has he got it down? The referee says he has. Chris Joint with the try. A candidate for Great Britain in the French Test Series that's up and coming. And Chris Joint gets what could be a vital try.
Stone's been a championship replay. You can put this try down to George Mann's break. Previous to this, they're very good at this, St Helens, swinging the ball out wide. Loughlin takes the step inside, drags the defence. Just couldn't get through. But you'll see that the Warrington defence is still on its way back. Good thinking, he takes it from the blind side. The loose forward gets a bit of a trip, goes under the tackle, but just squeezes in. It's all about playing the ball quick. There you can see the Warrington defence, they really weren't expecting it. They weren't set up for it. He squeezes in on the blind side. The referee, Ian Ollerton, gets assistance from the touch judge. The touch judge nods. The 4 points is there.
Good try from Chris Joint, and Warrington, I'm sure, will remember that that came about as a result of them not finding touch with the penalty up the other end just a couple of minutes ago. Loughlin then with this conversion attempt never really had a chance the moment it left his boot, but St Helens have doubled their score. Saints 8, Warrington 2.
Well, this is the run that put them in that position for that beautiful try. I said that they'd use their second row, the big men out wide. This time it was the prop, George Mann. He can play in the back 3 if he wants to. Excellent play there. Wonderful running by the Kiwi. And from this quick play of the ball, the 4 points was resulting. And St Helens are looking a little bit easier now.
And that ball has bounced kindly for Warrington and Mark Forster. What on earth was St Helens doing then? They were still celebrating. still celebrating the try. It's with Kevin Ellis now. Well, Warrington will take heart from the fact that there's still only a try and a goal away from the Saints, and they've been given a penalty right in front of the sticks. And this is a certain 2 points for Tony Thornley.
Well, you can see Sonny Nicol there just push him to the ground. I'm surprised that he didn't give him a yellow card. Professional foul, we call it. I've seen plenty of players go take a 10-minute rest in the sin bin. And he's a lucky boy. But as you mentioned, Eddie, what on earth were they doing at the kickoff?
Shelford it is with the penalty this time. Shelford's taken the goal-kicking responsibilities away from Tony Thornley. From bang in front, he's closed the gap. So it's just 4 now. Warrington back in the hunt. And Gary Tees comes on. Warrington making a change. And Gary Chambers, the man who has come off. 8-4 to St Helens. 16 minutes of this second half gone. And Bill Arthur is with the St Helens assistant coach, Frankie Barrow.
Frank, it is still nip and tuck, isn't it?
It is at the moment. We're not spreading out like we want them to do. We're bunching too much. Until we start spreading out, we're going to struggle.
And Warrington making life very difficult for you as well.
Yeah, really. They're using the blind side a lot, and we're going to have to move up quicker. We're not moving up quick enough on the blind side.
And just when you've got that try, back they come with an easy penalty. A silly error there.
Yes, we can't afford to give mistakes away. We need a little bit more discipline on the park. I think get a little bit more discipline, spread out, and watch the blind side, what they're using, and I think we can win it.
8-4, his team are in the driving seat, but Warrington are fighting and scrapping for their first division lives. St Helens unbeaten in 1993 against Warrington, who know that defeat here will make it a long, hard fight away from the relegation zone.
Well, we saw a couple of weeks ago, Warrington against Leeds. What a great fight back it was. They nearly took the points against Leeds there. They won't throw the towel in, that's for sure.
This match is far from over yet, and we still have some 23 minutes to go. 4 points the difference. St Helens 8, the league leaders, looking to turn the screw on Wigan at the top of the table. Go back to a 6-point advantage, even though they've played 3 games more. Warrington, never out of the first division, battling for their big league lives, but missing John Harrison. Harrison gets the ball away to Connolly, who in turn finds George Mann. Mann again twisting, turning, and looking for the supporting actors, and they're not there. Ward is, and Ward's dropped it, or was it stolen from him? It was. Penalty St Helens.
Little wry smile there. Mackie was involved in it. But the St Helens forwards now, they're running with a lot more confidence. That was a great break by the second rower, John Harrison, followed by that man in your screen.
Phil Vevers, the St Helens substitute, about to come on. And it's going to be John Harrison who will come off to be replaced by Phil Vevers once this penalty has been launched by Paul Loughlin. And Warrington are about to make a substitution as well. Bob Jackson will be on in a moment for Gary Sanderson. So both coaches just shuffling slightly as we enter the last quarter of this match. Loughlin with the penalty attempt, and he's found the mark this time. The gap is back to 6 points. St Helens 10, Warrington 4, and it's all changed downstairs. Phil Vevers comes on, Harrison goes off, Sanderson comes off, Bob Jackson returns. So the gap again, 6 points. But we have 20 minutes of this match to go. It's a try and a goal, that's all. It was always going to be tough for the Saints, Mike, wasn't it?
Well, Warrington really started with a lot of fire, didn't they? And I thought that they perhaps would have tired. They really are going at top pace, both sides. Whether they can last it for the full 80, I doubt it.
Well, Warrington have won here only once in 14 years. That was in March 1990. But they are so close here tonight to causing a real upset. And St Helens are not ticking away as they normally are.
Well, with play like that, they don't deserve to win. Sonny Nicol never even looked at it, that.
Warrington are in possession with Paul Cullen. And just look at the handling error count. That will make horrific reading for Frank Barrow and Mike McLennan in training this week. 14 from St Helens so far. And there's one from Warrington. And Griffiths swoops to pick up the pieces. Another poor pass. Good job for St Helens that Hunt was stood there. You know, despite the placing in the table for Warrington, fifth bottom, they do still have a positive points difference of plus 32 before tonight, and that really is testimony to their fine defence, Mike. Better than all the sides around them down there at the bottom.
Yes, they really did sort themselves out early in the piece. They look as though they were going to be championship contenders. They just went through a very bad patch midway through the season.
They're giving St Helens the fright of their lives here tonight. Saints 10, Warrington 4. Tia Rapati kicks downfield. Penny just thought about going for that on the second or third bounce. Let it go another time. And Vivas, good tackling from Vivas. The only Australian to play in 3 losing Wembley finals, Phil Vivas. The St Helens substitute, a record he would love to erase this year. Warrington coming forward with Forster. Looked a touch high from Connolly. That the St Helens centre launched himself at the winger. Warrington in possession with Kevin Ellis. Around him and Vivas. Helped out by Chris Joint. Warrington having to do a bit more work in the tackling department. And St Helens with Phil Vivas and Joint in on the tackling again on Neil Harmon. Shelford, forward pass to Thornley, play on. And Thornley dropped that ball. I think he tried to get a pass away as he fell. He had no need to.
Well, there's been a few forward passes in this game, and that could have been important there. Warrington just 6 points adrift.
Up and over the top to Vivas. Lyon called for that as he joined the line. David Lyon. The difference between St Helens and exit from the Challenge Cup last weekend, Lyon. And he's starting to grit his teeth here and get stuck in against his former club. This is Connolly, though, for St Helens. The normally so fluent three-quarter line of Saints hasn't been given the opportunity tonight, Mike, to weave its normal magic.
Well, full credit to the Warrington defence, especially out wide. They've scrambled well tonight.
Ward turned though and fed Nicol, who in turn turns and feeds Forster.
That's one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to be a coach, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to be any. The error count goes up and up even further. That was never on. Panic.
"25 handling errors, and 15 of them from the league leaders." Oh, that looked a high one. Rapati with the high tackle. The touch judge is on.
Well, that was interesting there. You could see it was quite high. I was watching the referee, Ian Ollerton, when this went through. Ollerton was hitting the chest, saying it hit the chest. But the touch judge had a better view of that. Not too happy, Rapati. But these silly mistakes continue. St Helens could very well throw this game away. When it looked at a point, they were taking charge.
The referee Ollerton has given Warrington the penalty for the high challenge on Bateman. I think it caught it right on the Adam's apple. It's painful. Here it is again. He really is in the walls, isn't he, Alan Bateman, this evening?
Of course, Rapati claiming there, as you could see on the tackle, that his arm was actually interlocking, going underneath the armpit.
Well, 25 minutes of this second half gone, a quarter of an hour of this match remaining. 10-4, St Helens in the lead. They'd be glad to hear the final siren, won't they, St Helens, providing it stays like this on the scoreboard. Warrington have seen plenty of the ball. They've just not been able to get over that try line. Their points have come courtesy of two penalties, one from Thornley and one from Kelly Shelford. And in possession there with Gary Tees, the substitute. This is Dwayne Mann. Gary Tees again. Gives the ball in field to Cullen. Cullen to Ellis. Good tackling. Great tackling, Beavers. Last tackle. Jackson. It's off the side of his boot, that. Loughlin. Well, he rose then, didn't he? He was head and shoulders above everybody. What a gritty display this has been, though, from Warrington.
Unbelievable. They look down and out, but they really have started to get into it. Not allowing St Helens to get into the swing of things. Even those long balls that we talk about that St Helens are so famous for, they're being closed down because of the defence moving up so quickly. Full credit to them.
Chris Joint turning, managing to release the pass to Dwyer. He has a shout from Rapati. Rapati picking up pace. He has Alan Hunt this way. He's gone for Griffiths, and Griffiths dropped that. Jonathan Griffiths under pressure dropped it.
Well, Rapati did the right thing. He was looking for the support there. There you could see on the replay that Griffiths was trying to look for the pass. The ball came out with the impact of the tackle. That really would have sewn it up for the Saints. They live again, Warrington.
I wonder whether he took the wrong option, because Alan Hunt was screaming for the ball on the right wing.
Well, I don't know whether as much as Rapati taking the wrong option. He was wanting for someone to come back inside. He was running diagonally towards the corner, and really Hunt should have gone on the angle to try to take the defence across with him. It's easy from here, though.
It's the last tackle. Warrington have to hack the ball downfield, and they do. Lyon watches it carefully. And for St Helens, George Mann has gone off to the blood bin, and Gus O'Donnell has come on, the young former Wigan scrum half. So St Helens have a quarter of an hour to patch George Mann up and get him back out there on the field. Having said that, they've got 12 minutes of the match remaining, so they've got from now till final siren time to get him out.
Well, it was an explosive start to this game. Greg Mackey's just got a stray boot from one of his own players. Boy, it's tough out there.
Great run that. This is Beavers. Short ball. Good pass out to, well, it almost was a good pass out from Kevin Ward to Alan Hunt, but Mark Forster intercepted and was so close again.
Well, it's not often we see the long ball applied to the prop forward, Kevin Ward. But what a great run. They're making the breaks now.
Just notice there, Kevin Ward's taken the usual white plastic taping off from around his head. And this now is Griffiths, and he finds Lyon. Under pressure, Lyon gets a good ball away to Loughlin. Over the top from Loughlin, but into no man's land again. And the referee's whistle has sounded. And it's a forward pass off the bounce.
Well, what on earth was the centre thinking of there, really? There was just no chance there. They weren't under pressure. You'd think that it was St Helens that was losing by those 6 points. They don't need to panic like that and play that type of football. Warrington, they've got to throw caution to the wind now.
Well, you've mentioned the word panic, Mike, and we've talked about pressure. St Helens up there at the top of the table. They've not been through the mill like the nearest and dearest have at Wigan. I just wonder whether they have, I think the word you'd use is bottle for the run-in.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very intriguing over the next few weeks. But the fact is that when you think about it, it was a missed try by Halifax just a couple of weeks ago that let St Helens off the hook then. And they're not out of the wood yet.
Referee has blown for a forward pass. No, he hasn't. It's for crossing. It's for... and you can hear the reaction from the St Helens crowd. Ironic cheers as St Helens get a penalty for shepherding, obstruction.
Yes, Cullen used the man running through. That there was no doubt. We can hardly hear ourselves think here. The crowd underneath has gone berserk.
Bill Arthur's got news on George Mann's injury.
George Mann is already in that St Helens dressing room. He's got a nasty 4-inch long gash in his leg and he's gone to have stitches. He might still manage to get back on, but he's having those stitches right now.
St Helens perhaps could do with him as the going gets tough in the last 10 minutes.
This is where St Helens have to use the big forwards.
One of them, as you've heard, is in the dressing room in the blood bin. But here's one, Chris Joint, still going Joint. Well, he's only 21, but such strength from the St Helens loose forward. This is Connolly. Connolly back out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell will clip the drop goal. And that just gives St Helens a touch more breathing space. His 5th one-pointer of the season.
And what a vital one that is. Good thinking by the substitute, Gus O'Donnell. Let's get out of here with 1 point. That means that Warrington now, they've got to score a converted try and something extra.
So Gus O'Donnell, the substitute, on because George Mann is in the blood bin, could well have just secured the 2 points for St Helens here tonight. Barry Connolly in possession. He will be having a summer in Canterbury Bankstown's colours, down under in Australia.
It's an amazing thing, Eddie, to think that Warrington, they're so plucky, they've got so much talent, so much class there, that they could actually be in the relegation zone. With this effort tonight, they don't deserve to be.
Les Quirk has set off on a run, and he's been pulled down by Neil Kenyon, and eventually the tackle been completed. This is Jonathan Griffiths. Griffiths, a touch high from Penny. The referee agrees. It's penalty St Helens. Lee Penny with the high challenge on Jonathan Griffiths.
Good run by Griffiths. He's had a fine game tonight. He took on the inside there. Penny tried to go for the chest. Just came up a little bit too high. Right in front of the referee. Really was just a sort of split reaction movement, wasn't it?
Gary Sanderson is about to return to the fray for Kevin Ellis. There's Kevin Ellis making his way to the touchline to be replaced by the big second rower. Mentioning, by the way, the fact that Gary Connolly is on his way to Australia. Gus O'Donnell is too. He's going to play for a Queensland side in the summer at Rockhampton. And John Harrison is going with him.
He'll need the suntan cream up there, even in winter.
Lachlan, with only 1 goal from 3 attempts, trying to improve that record here. Oh, and he really hasn't brought his shooting boots with him, Paul Lachlan, tonight. It's 11 points to 4.
Completely out of character there for the former Great Britain centre. Had a lot of injuries to overcome.
Little short drop out from the 22 from Shelford. St Helens in the shape of Griffiths trying to make him pay. A busy night as Jonathan Griffiths, desperate tonight to reassert his presence here at Knowsley Road after having to play second fiddle to Shane Cooper. This is Chris Joint, the good signing he's proving to be.
He's had a great game, the loose forward Joint.
Here's Griffiths. It's 11-4, 6 minutes to go. Rapati and Loughlin into no man's land. Forster fancies a race with Rapati, but Rapati equal to it. That's good defending by the St Helens standoff half. Forster fly-hacked the ball downfield. Rapati got his body in front of the Warrington man and dropped on in the loose ball.
Good play by Rapati. Good play also by Forster. He knew he had to kick the ball through, hope for the bounce. Just didn't come with them. Really has been the story of their night, Warrington.
As you say, Mike, they're far too good to be getting involved in relegation trouble, but that's where they are, and this result will do them no favours whatsoever. Here's Chris Joint again. Nicol, back to O'Donnell. Did he drop it? He's having another drop at goal. And there's another one. 2 1-pointers from Gus O'Donnell. That's 6 for the season.
Good thinking again. O'Donnell really has been Johnny on the spot since he came on. Took his advantage there. Wasn't the best of passes. He took it well. Took the chance equally as well. Stretches the lead once more. St Helens a little bit more comfortable now.
Another man there, Gus O'Donnell, who's, I think it's an open secret, unhappy that he is, having been brought over here from Wigan in the summer for big bucks, is having to bide his time for a place in the St Helens team. Gus O'Donnell.
Well, the important factor is for a team to be really successful, they've got to have the quality like this on the reserve bench.
Yes, there are the 2 Saints subs. O'Donnell playing the ball and Vivas picking it up. This is Nicol. Six drop goals for the season now for the St Helens number 14. There's Kevin Ward.
A lot of credit must go to this Warrington side. They've never given up. They were still in with a chance right up to just a few moments ago. I thought perhaps they may crumble, but oh.
Well, we've been giving Lee Penny a big blow all night, haven't we? And he comes up with a mistake like that.
Well, that's a sad end to a pretty intelligent night for that lad. Play some intelligent football.
The referee, Ian Ollerton, saying gently to the 2 sets of forwards to get up. And he's counting the number of players offside again. And it's penalty Warrington. And someone said that they didn't quite agree with him. And so another 10 metres back. Kelly Shelford's worked his socks off, hasn't he, tonight? Cullen and Penny. Cullen at dummy half. Sanderson back off the bench, tackling O'Donnell. Littlest against one of the biggest there. Now Mackey. Again the crowd appealing for the referee to give St Helens the penalty for shepherding, for obstruction. Ironic cheers, weren't there, when St Helens did get the penalty for that earlier on. Great humour on the terraces at Rugby League grounds. Last one for Warrington. Wayne Mann, little run, sliding the kick across. There's Quirk, read that perfectly.
It's amazing to think that Warrington may be ruined the fact of that missed chance in the first half. The one where Kenyon appeared to have an open line. That would have given him a lot of impetus for the second stanza.
And don't forget the missed kick for touch, which gave St Helens their second try. Big mistakes. But they are too good to go down, Warrington, aren't they?
Well, on this performance, yes, you'd have to agree with that. It's been very gutsy. It's been a tough one out there. No prisoners, that's for sure.
Lyon hoists the high kick. Penny's underneath it, safe this time. Good run from Penny. A couple of little errors. Put that down to lack of experience. We're in the time added on by the timekeepers, and there wasn't too much of that. Match is over. St Helens have their 6-point lead restored at the top of the First Division table. Wigan will have it all to do to catch up between now and the end of the season. 2 drop goals from Gus O'Donnell and Kevin Ward, who had another big game in that St Helens pack. David